and today we're going to talk about MBA. Well, before I say that, let me tell you brief about myself. Well, I cracked MBA-CET in 2009 by a percentile 99.8. Yes, you heard it right, 99.8. By listening to that number when I got my result, I was on cloud 9 and I almost visualized myself in JB. But unfortunately, I lost that by 6 points. After that day, I always have that one regret in my life, that why didn't I achieve that topmost college of Maharashtra. So, I decided to make this video to tell you all about the things which I didn't know as a teenager, as a graduate. So let's find out why people do MBA in the first place. Well, there are many reasons for people to pursue MBA. You might have your own reason. You might be in your second year or maybe the second last year of your graduation. You might be in your last year, that is the final year of your graduation. You might be having work experience of maybe 1 or 2 years or maybe more. Different people at different stages have different reasons to pursue MBA. What's yours? Find that out. But what I have observed is there are 2 or 3 major reasons why people pursue MBA. One of the topmost reasons which people, especially teenagers when they are pursuing their college, would be the money. Yes, people are looking out for the higher compensation, higher salaries. They think that if I get this one degree, one paper in my resume, I'll have a better package. Which is definitely partially true. Because if you do pursue MBA from the topmost colleges, you're definitely going to multiply or amplify your salary. But what if you don't get into those colleges? So, why not understand what you should do to get into those topmost colleges? One of the hurdles which many people are unaware of till the time they complete their graduation is the entrance exams which most of these colleges conduct. It starts from CAT, yes, CAT, which is conducted by IIMs, and it ends with almost the last exam I can say is MBA-CET. And there are multiple exams in between, ranging from SNAP, TIS, NM, IFT, ZAT, and lot more. But if you want to get into the topmost institute, and if you've finalized your specialization, you should opt for certain B schools and thereby certain examination. But don't worry if you haven't yet decided on your specialization, because MBA is not about choosing specialization in the first one, in the first year in fact. Well, there are people who are confused about MBA, whether to pursue MBA, whether not to pursue MBA, but that's a call which you can take once you crack your examinations. First, understand that to pursue examinations, you need to have the basic aptitude in place. Well, if you ask me what's aptitude, it's all about a combination of certain subjects like mathematics, English, and logical reasoning. Most of these examinations go for this combination of these 3 subjects. There are few examinations which are also going to check your GK or current affairs. But that is something which you have to decide based on the test which you choose. Talking about the aptitude, when and how you should prepare on this and what is there in that in the first place. Go back to school and remember all the topics which were tested from your standard 1st to standard 10. Well, this is the same topic list which you'll find in the syllabus of MBA aptitude, but slightly different. If you're going to use those conventional methods to solve those questions, I think it's impossible to get this score in a short period of time. So to build this accuracy along with the time, that is speed, you need to work on these concepts slightly different. We at Mentoring Angels will train you on aptitude, that is maths, English, logical reasoning. And of course, the current affairs and general knowledge which will keep changing as per the scenario. Now the question is, when you should start working on MBA? Well, the answer to this is as early as possible. If you're in college, this is the right time to pursue the aptitude training. Because you have ample time to not just enjoy the college life, but also to work on the aptitude. As and when you graduate and you start working, people find it really difficult to pursue the aptitude training. And at times, people take a call of leaving their jobs or probably they resign and start pursuing the aptitude. Well, if you want to start the aptitude training, you should start from foundation. That's as basic as your tables, squares, cubes, multiplication, addition and everything which you have learned in your second, third, fourth standard. You should start from that, but in slightly different ways. That's where we come into picture. We at MBA-Entrance can help you to understand the foundation in slightly different ways. We are going to train you on tables, squares and cubes in slightly different way. We can train you on understanding the squares from 1 to 100 in just 3 days. Well, yes, that's true. If you understand the techniques and if you understand the strategies on how to multiply, add and look at the numbers, it's very easy to know the numbers, that is the squares of numbers from 1 to 100. Once that is done, we take you to the next topics, which are ratio, proportion, percentage. And trust me, we have done all these topics in your school. So there is no special advantage for any graduate who is an engineer or a BA or a BCom. It's just by the mere percentage which you get in your 10th standard decides that how much you've already prepared by then. So if you even start now, there is nothing that you cannot achieve. Many people say that I'm weak in mathematics, I'm weak in English, I'm weak in logical reasoning. But it's important that you understand the nuances of this and start working on it from day one. Coming to mathematics, all these topics which will be there in MBA will be always there in the books of school. But if you follow those methods, it will be very difficult for you. So when we teach ratio, proportion, percentage, we change the perspectives about these topics. And that's where you are able to crack these same topics in seconds, which otherwise in school you took minutes to solve. The next section which bothers people, most of the students I would say, is English. And English, although many people understand, it as a language, we find it difficult to understand the appropriate grammar and vocabulary. Most of the students have got reading skills which are not yet developed. Although they are graduates and postgraduates with work experience, we have observed that not many people are able to read the newspaper efficiently. They don't understand what they're reading if they read fast, or if they read very slow, they take a lot of time. And to create that balance, we try to help you in terms of reading and developing your reading comprehension. We also help you in grammar. Yes, grammar is a thing which has been a pain point for many students since childhood. Grammar has got certain set of rules which you should know to make your English better. To enhance your language, you should know these fine nuances of it so that you can use the language efficiently. In examinations like CET, the grammar has got a weightage of almost 10 to 15 points. So if your grammar is good, it's easy to score those 10 to 15 questions which are based on hardcore grammar. The second aspect, which is very dreadful for all the students, is vocab. That is, the words. The words are so complex which are asked in CET that you do not know them if you don't read the daily newspaper. If you read daily in any newspaper or magazine, these words which appear in CET would be like your database. You already know them and it becomes a cakewalk. We train you on reading newspaper as well. So if you're joining for a long-term program, we train you on the finer nuances of these exams. So we can help you with the finer points in English as well. Don't be scared of grammar or vocabulary. If you do these things consistently, I think even if you do 10 words per day, by the end of the year, you'll have 3,650 words in your kitty. Well, the next section is logical reasoning. I think logical reasoning is nobody's strength or weakness. It's something which you already have in it. You just need to hone your skills. You just need to understand how should I apply my daily logic in this particular exam. So when it comes to this particular section, it's important that we know the topics in advance. There are certain tests which will check the arrangements, which are as simple as when you go to a theatre and sit around with a group of friends. And there are a lot of fights and debates about who's going to sit where. And that's where you sort out those things by arranging people around you. And that's exactly which is something which has to be done in logical reasoning arrangements. Another topic which is most asked would be coding, decoding, family tree, which is another scary thing for people. Understanding relationships is complex. Yes, not in real life, but also in the examinations. So it's important that you practice well in advance. There's a long list of logical reasoning questions which you should know before going for these exams. And yes, you should also know the strategies to solve. But let me reiterate, logical reasoning is something which can be developed in a short period of time just by mere practice. You don't require any special knowledge to build in logical reasoning skills. And the last section, which is data interpretation. Well, It's one of the subsections in mathematics and you need not be scared of if you know your percentages, ratio and average in place. If you understand approximation techniques, you'll get these questions in just seconds. We have tried and tested this on all the students who can understand percentages, averages and ratio vis-a-vis the one who don't understand. Well, these were the common subjects which are asked, along with the current affairs and GK, which can vary from test to test. The weightage of every subject changes with the test which you take, and hence, every test will check these subjects more or less, but the test pattern changes. The number of questions, the number of minutes, the type of questions, the difficulty level will change with every test. So you should be well versed with the patterns of the test which you wish to appear. If you want to know more about MBA and what suits you, which training program suits you, you can contact us on the number given below, which is 7715900084. You can also visit us at any of our centers in Mumbai, which is in Thane and Kanjurmarg, close to station, with a prior appointment. Do call us on this number and take the appointment to come down. If you have any questions and video suggestions, please do let us know in the comment section. If you like this video and would like to watch more, do like, share and subscribe to our channel, and do follow us on our social media handles. Thank you.